Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our December virtual breakfast meeting. My name is Dave Gagnon, the chairman of the Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors. Please stand wherever you are this morning for our pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. A very special thanks to Jimmy DeCicco, the CEO of Super Coffee, our guest speaker this morning. I know he has a great story to tell about the success of his amazing company. With this being our final event of 2020, the Chamber now looks forward to 2021, which we hope and believe will be a better year for all of us. For the time being, we'll continue to host virtual events, beginning with the January virtual breakfast meeting featuring Congressman Antonio Delgado. We are still working with the Congressman's staff on a specific date that will fit his schedule, and we'll announce that date very soon. Congress has an especially full agenda in this new year, so we're excited to be able to hear from our Congressman Delgado about his expectations for this year. So plan on watching our first virtual breakfast meeting of the new year. We will be live streaming on our Facebook page and on YouTube with technical support from Radio Kingston. And a special thanks to next month's sponsor, Ulster Savings Bank. To help you grow your business, the Chamber of Commerce will be hosting a virtual business card exchange on Friday, January 15th. This will give the Chamber members a chance to promote their business or organization and make important connections with other Chamber members. Be sure to register on the Chamber's website, ulsterchamber.org. We'll send everyone a Zoom invitation 24 hours in advance. Mark down the date. Again, that's January 15th. Our virtual business card exchange is being sponsored by the Hudson Valley Credit Union. February 23rd will be our next virtual breakfast meeting featuring an address by Ulster County Executive Pat Ryan. The county exec will bring us up to date on our county government, the progress we've made locally in our fight against the pandemic, and offer information that we're sure will be helpful to the business community. Again, that's February 23rd. For all these events, you can find more information on the Chamber website, ulsterchamber.org, and that's where you'll be able to view past Chamber events, which are archived right there on our home page. At this time, we want to offer a sincere thank you for service to our two special board members of the Chamber Board of Directors who have served us with distinction for the past 6 years. Let's begin with Brian Ginty from Hudson Valley Financial Services. Brian, the other members of the Chamber staff and the board want to thank you for all your hard work these past 6 years. I wish we could be in person right now because I'd be able to hand this nice plaque to you, but we'll have to make an arrangement to do the handoff. We also want to thank and congratulate retiring board member Jeremy Ellen Bogan from the Ellen Bogan Group 721 Media Center, who has been an invaluable part of the Chamber board, lending us technical knowledge and expertise, never more important than during the first few months of this pandemic, as we were all struggling in the new virtual world. Jeremy, the other members of the board and the Chamber staff want to thank you for all your hard work, and you too will have this plaque that we can hand to you in person in the near future.
Dave, it is a privilege as the incoming chairman of the board of directors and representing the Ulster County Chamber of Commerce to give you this award in recognition for your 2 years of leadership and dedication. I thank you, Dave. It's been a tough 2 years. The first year was okay. The second year with COVID-19, with virtual meetings and virtual breakfasts, you led us, and we're thanking you for that. I'll read the presentation. This is presented to David Gagnon in recognition of your outstanding leadership and dedication to the chairman of the board of directors, 2019-2020. And it's a little heavy, but I'll deliver this to you. And also, you have a gift certificate coming for the Saratoga National Golf Club. 4 people. Just remember me, Dave. Thank you so much, Dave, for this for these past 2 years. It's been a great pleasure to work underneath you.
Thank you, John. It's been an honor to chair such a great organization. I mean, it starts the team, Val, she's there operating central command. Allison creating wonderful graphics at the drop of a hat. Amazing stuff. Carol, your business guide that you create, as well as those travel trips and integrating with the membership. Well done. Jess, it's amazing the new members that have been brought in and the existing members, all focused on success. This staff will do anything to help local businesses not just survive as we have been, but thriving during these last few months. The board and all the committee members, ambassadors, they help to make the chamber such a solid organization. Last but not least, the tireless efforts of our president, guiding the team, working hand in hand with the board to make the chamber make an impact here and in the region and help businesses in any way they can. John, enjoy your last 2 years. Enjoy the 2 years. It will go fast. And at the end of the 2 years, you'll have to grow a goatee like our fearless president and myself. And you may have a few more gray hairs like me. It might not be.
Dave, I'm already losing my hair right now. So
you might go with the other trend. But, the gray hairs for me could be from being a father or a future grandfather. So without further delay, let us start our program this morning, introducing for the last time as a board chair at a breakfast, our delightfully dedicated and dependable president, Mr. Ward Todd. Ward.
Outdid yourself today. Thank you, Dave Gagnon. Thanks so much for your service. I want to put the picture we have on there side by side with what you look like today. The picture that we chose to thank you is one from one of those shots back in when you were in the military, and just having retired recently and giving a good part of your life to that service as well, and now service to us. We can't thank you enough for all you've done in Ulster County to make this a great place to live and work.
It's been an honor, Ward.
Yes.
Awesome. Thanks again, Dave Gagnon. John Burlingham, good luck to you, my friend. It's going to be an exciting 2 years. We know the next two are going to be much better than this past. We'll want to get past this pandemic real quick. But again, thank you both for your dedication to our chamber and our mission of improving the business climate in Ulster County. So as you may have noticed, this is the first time we're doing a virtual breakfast meeting from our respective offices. We have, for the last number of months, tried to get out and begin to get back to normal. But this second wave, this surge has really impacted us. So we are moving back into our offices. We're following the lead of our friends at Radio Kingston. And we want to just echo what our county exec says and the governor and all others. Please be careful and be safe these next few months in particular. Keep your distance, wear your masks, wash your hands. We want to see all of you back at our live events when we resume them in 2021. So please be careful. And as we are coming to the end of this year, it's time to prepare for the distribution of our 2021 resource guide and membership directory. Thanks again to Carol Ricken for an amazing job on this. We will be mailing within the next couple of weeks to every chamber member a copy of that guide, and then we'll have it available at high traffic areas for folks to pick up. It's a great guide, and we are delighted to be able to highlight our members and also to showcase what a wonderful and special place Ulster County is. So watch for that membership guide coming around the first of the year. So Dave mentioned some of the events that are coming up in 2021, but because 2020 was such a unique year, so different in every way imaginable, we wanted to take just a moment. Sometimes the past year seems like it flew by. Other times it seems like it lasted 5 years. So just a quick montage of the events that we did starting in April with friends from the SBA and our county executive, managing to bring in our congressman and our state controller, our deputy controller, a number of business forums and virtual breakfast meetings that gave our members and the community at large a chance to see what the chamber did. We're so delighted we were able to host events right through the year in spite of the pandemic, and able to showcase all of our members as well as the great things that we have going on in Ulster County. I think two of the wonderful events that we took a special pride in, our virtual Buy Local Expo, where folks could get behind the scenes of our local businesses, and our Ulster County Business Recognition Awards celebration, which really was unique this year. So those were events we held in the last several months. Just the other day, we had a great new member meet and greet, and we're going to replicate that same format coming up in January with a business card exchange. And today, obviously, we've got a great breakfast meeting with the president and CEO of Super Coffee. So It has been different, a challenging, a unique year. We look forward again to a great 2021. We can't for a moment talk about 2020 without mentioning the most popular Facebook group anywhere in the Northeast, and I'm not exaggerating in the least. I think when we started this on March the 17th, within a couple of days, we'd gained maybe 2,000 members, and now with more than 11,200 members, Ulster Eateries United, this Facebook group has become the go-to place for our local restaurants and eateries, and for people who love to eat out or take out. So continue to follow that. We urge you now in this next couple of 3 months, really focus on going to your favorite place to dine and take out or get meals to go. Keep them going through these next few months. It's critically important to them and to all of us. And we also were proud to start Ulster Small Businesses United. Every small business in Ulster County could go there and talk about what they're doing now, in particular in retail. A lot of folks going there to put on their specials for the holiday season. So great job on those 2 Facebook groups that we started this past year. As we said, and will continue to say time and time again, we are all in this together. Of particular importance to us in 2020 were our outstanding corporate sponsors. This is the time of year when we'd be at the Best Western actually thanking them in person. So we're going to do it virtually this year, beginning with our wonderful corporate leaders, including Rondout Savings Bank, Central Hudson Gas and Electric, Mid-Hudson Valley Federal Credit Union, New Vance Health, the Emerson Resort and Spa, and Ulster Savings Bank. Our corporate partners in 2020 included Hudson Valley Credit Union and Sawyer Savings. Thanks to our next group of supporters, our corporate supporters, that is, Nacarado, Caramount Medical, Sikla Torcha Allen and Churchill, Kimlin Energy, Community Products, and Health Alliance of the Hudson Valley Westchester Medical Center. And finally, our next group of corporate sustaining sponsors, the UPS Store, Ulster Federal Credit Union, Adams Farraker Farms, and UHY LLP CPAs. Thank you so much for your support during this very difficult year. And now we're proud to thank this morning's breakfast sponsor, Rondout Savings Bank, established back in 1868 with a long history of providing a secure place for depositors to grow their savings. Even when facing some of the nation's most historic challenges, including wars, recessions, the Great Depression, and the current pandemic, Rondout Savings Bank continues to expand and build on its trusted reputation. Business owners have so much to consider today, especially with the added worries of this pandemic. Now more than ever, selecting the right bank is among a top priority. Having a close relationship with a local bank that understands commercial lending is essential for a growing business. Building and strengthening relationships in the business community is important to Rondout Savings Bank. From their board of trustees, the executive team, and the entire banking staff, Rondout Savings Bank wishes you all a happy holiday and a very prosperous and healthy new year. And with that, it's our delight to welcome Rondout's president and CEO, Cheryl Bowers. Cheryl, good morning.
Good morning, Warden. Thank you. Thank you for that great introduction. Albeit virtual, I am so excited that Rondout gets to sponsor the December Chamber Breakfast again this year. And I'm even more excited this year because of our guest speaker, Jim DeCicco. Jim has been like a son to me, and our extended families have been sharing great times for multiple decades. Jim, along with his 2 brothers, have put their entrepreneurial energy to work to build the most amazing enterprise. And Jim will move you this morning with his passion and positive energy. It's contagious. I'm proud to be the president and CEO of Rondout Savings Bank, where we have a 152-year tradition of giving back. This year, the economic and health crisis, coupled with the social unrest, has forced our way of doing business to change, but has not changed who we are. We remain committed to our mission to be a responsible, independent, and mutually owned corporate community leader. And I'm very proud of the fact that we are financially sound and well-positioned to weather this horrible storm called COVID-19. In order to respond to the needs of our customers, we had to change the way we do business. We amped up our already very robust digital platforms, and we continue to deliver the highest quality services to the local businesses and all across our community. Our residential team and our commercial teams are going crazy, making mortgages and PPP loans and commercial loans and we're working creatively to serve our community. We're here forever, and we're going to keep being here for the community. We have a long history of supporting our not-for-profits, and I'm proud we have not wavered at all on our donations, our leadership, and our volunteerism. We continue to deliver through our dividends to the community program, where this year again we'll commit more than 10% of our earnings back to the community. With the holiday season upon us, we've started a virtual approach, just like the Chamber, in an effort to give back to the not-for-profit organizations. We've launched a campaign called Rondout Cares, where over 100 not-for-profit organizations will be eligible to participate. It's going on right now, and it's quite simple. Anyone who would like to vote for their favorite not-for-profit organization can go to rondoutcares.com, and the 3 organizations that get the most votes will each receive a $1,000 donation check from Rondout Savings Bank. As I wrap up, I look forward to meeting with the community in person again soon. But in the meantime, I would like to wish everyone a happy holiday season and my very best wishes to you and your family for a safe and healthy new year. Thank you.
Cheryl, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for your friendship over these years. We're delighted to work closely with Rondout Savings Bank. You guys are amazing. Thank you again so much. And what a great segue with this connection, this relationship that you've got with the DeCicco brothers. This is the product that we're talking about today, and we're talking about a world-class brand. It is absolutely a compelling story that we're so delighted to be able to talk about today. I do want to mention before we introduce our guest speaker for the morning that if you haven't tried this, or maybe you're a regular drinker of Super Coffee, today we have a special. If you go to the website drinksupercoffee.com and type in the password or the code word Ulster Chamber with a capital U and a capital C 2020, Ulster Chamber 2020, you'll receive a 50% discount on your purchases today and today only of Super Coffee. So check it out, try it, it's delicious. Jess, thank you for that. We are so delighted to be able to have lots of that around the office. It's time to welcome our guest speaker, the CEO of a company that is now a world-class brand. He and his brothers have an amazing success story, and we're delighted to have him share that with you today. Our speaker is a 2011 Kingston High School graduate. He's the oldest of the 3 DeCicco brothers who founded Super Coffee in 2015 as tired collegiate student athletes. Sick of unhealthy bottled coffees and energy drinks, the DeCicco brothers invented a sugar-free enhanced coffee in their dorm room and challenged big sugar companies head on. Today, Super Coffee is the fastest growing food and beverage company in the country. The DeCicco brothers appeared on ABC's Shark Tank in 2018, the Forbes 30 Under 30 list in 2019, and were EY's Entrepreneurs of the Year in 2020 in the New York City region. Super Coffee is nationally distributed by Anheuser-Busch and is available in over 50,000 stores in the United States. The DeCicco brothers have raised over $50 million in venture capital, attracting big-name investors like Jennifer Lopez, Alex Rodriguez, Aaron Rodgers, Baron Davis, Patrick Schwarzenegger, Anheuser-Busch, and more. Please welcome the CEO of Super Coffee, our very own Jimmy DeCicco. Jimmy, good morning.
Ward, good morning. Thank you so much for having me, and thanks to everybody at the Chamber. Jess, thanks for making this happen. Cheryl, thank you so much for the thoughtful introduction. You almost brought a tear to my eye. And the first thing I'd like to say is I'm humbled to be back in Ulster County for this presentation. I wish it could be in person, but Super Coffee would not be possible without Ulster County. And my brothers and I, we were raised there. Everything we learned about life and about business was learned the hard way in Ulster County, whether it was in the halls of Kingston High School or jumping off the bridge in Hurley into the Esopus Creek or under the lights at Deet Stadium on Friday nights. And truly, I mean, we don't have business experience. Some of you know my family. My mom worked at the YMCA. Our dad worked for the county. And what we learned growing up was the tough lessons in Kingston of how to work hard, how to treat people with compassion. And that's truly been the secret to Super Coffee's success. So the 3 things that I'd like to talk about today, First, I'd like to say thank you guys for complimenting the success. We feel like we're just getting started. We got a lot of work left to do, and we're learning more every single day as we do this. So the three things that have made this possible so far and will continue to be the fuel going forward: purpose, product, and people. I do believe that people is the most important part of this story in building a world-class business, whether it's really building a world-class team, whether it's a business, a startup, you're leading a company, a team, a class, whatever it is, people and how you treat them is going to be the secret to your business's success. So, Cale, we could go to the next slide here. First thing I'd like to start with is purpose. And as Ward mentioned, we started this thing in my youngest brother Jordan's dorm room 5 years ago. And it wasn't to get rich. It wasn't to make money. We all had Jordan was a full scholarship basketball player at the time. He chose to drop out of school to start this company. And we solved a problem for ourselves. And I think that when we think about purpose, what we all need to think about is solutions to problems. I see it all the time. Entrepreneurs starting companies to get rich quick or to fill a void in the marketplace, but there's no passion, there's no purpose behind it. And this is really a grind. It will really wear you down if you don't do it for the right reasons. So some of these slides that I'll share with you today are from our brand DNA. This is a working document that we've built over the last 5 years, and I won't read all of it, but you guys see in bold here, positivity is the human spirit's most powerful source of energy, and we are here to ignite and inspire the world with positive energy. Our purpose, we truly believe, is to mass produce positive energy. And it starts with coffee. We started Super Coffee because at the time, the only bottled coffees that existed were filled with 40 grams of sugar and 300 calories, and they didn't really make us feel good, and we were falling asleep in class. We needed something that woke us up. We wanted to play better on the field. We wanted to perform better in the classroom, and there was nothing out there that existed. So we started Super Coffee for ourselves. And then we realized that there was a lot of other people out there like us. And the second thing I'll get into later today is total addressable market, right? When you do come up with a solution to a personal problem, how many other people face that problem? Because that'll determine the size of the opportunity and help inform you whether or not you should actually start a business. Cale, next slide, please. So our promise, there's a couple lines in here that I'd like to read to you guys. But the only reason we make products is to fulfill our brand promise. And that's to unlock the healthy and happy within all of us, that each person can be the best versions of themselves. The better energy you put into yourself, the better you'll get. And that's our super promise to you. This is our guiding light. This is our principle at Super Coffee. This is where we wake up and work towards every single day. We truly exist to make your day a little bit better, to make our customers' day a little bit better. And we say, if you change your energy, you can change your world. Meaning, if you drink a bottle of Super Coffee, 0 sugar, 10 grams of protein, healthy fats for your brain, you're going to feel better than if you drank a sugary Dunkin' Donuts or a sugary Starbucks. And with that feeling, that positive energy, what are you going to do with it, right? Are you going to be nice to more people? Are you going to go start that business? Are you going to lose that weight that you were trying to lose? Are you going to be a better husband? Are you going to be a better wife, a better mom, a better dad, a better son? So that is our promise to you all, is giving you the fuel you need to be the best versions of yourselves. Next slide, Cale. Thank you. And this is truly the business plan. I see it all the time. People, it's analysis by paralysis by analysis, where people don't start businesses because they want to tweak the business plan. They want it to be perfect. They want to be ready before they go to market. They want all of these intricate things. They want to come up with the most innovative product, the next Facebook, whatever it is. I'm telling you, in whatever you do in this world, if you work hard and be nice to people, it will work out in your favor. You will prevail, you will succeed. And that's truly been the reason, the secret to our success over the last 5 years. Like I said, we've never done this before. We all I knew was how to lift weights and run the football. And Jake and Jordan weren't much different than that. But our parents raised us to treat people with kindness and to be the hardest workers in the room. And it's a very simple strategy. I promise you, this is the only strategy. Work hard and be nice to people. It's not always an easy one. Work hard. It really truly means committing your life to something. And thankfully, when the three of us started Super Coffee, even now, we didn't have mortgages, we didn't have families. All we had was each other and a dream. So we had each other's backs, and we were able to work hard and be nice towards it. Kale, next slide. So along the way, I mean, every single day we're facing obstacles. It certainly is a roller coaster, and I appreciate the compliments at the beginning of this. You guys see the headlines and the highlights, and it looks good from the outside, but certainly on the inside, it's a hell of a ride. It's very difficult. It's stressful. It's frustrating, but that's what makes it rewarding. So we say in that brand DNA, remember, we will get knocked down over and over and over again, but we will always get back up. Welcome to Super Coffee. Kale, we could play the video.
Yeah, that'll wake you up, Rohan. That'll get you going.
I'm still getting some back end, though. What do you have in your stevia?
So yeah, you get a little bit of organic maple syrup and then a little bit of organic stevia.
Why do I not like it?
Because you're not a millennial. You're not a
Oh, I'm out. I'm out.
I want to take my pen and keep scraping my tongue. I have to pass you wonderful guys up. I'm out.
You're putting a $10 million valuation. I've been part of some ridiculous valuations, and this is sporty even by my standard. I'm out.
Look, guys, you've got a great name that's eye-catching and will make people interested. I'm just not ready to make a $10, $25, or $50 million investment in this category. So for those reasons, I'm out.
Thank you. We're at the tipping point of this thing. We've come so far from this dorm room, and we want to share it with America.
I have to be out.
Congrats, guys.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank
Good
you.
luck, you guys.
Thank you.
Obviously, Shark Tank didn't go the way we intended it to. But I know a lot of people in Kingston were proud of us, just the fact that we made it there. But the reason I showed that, we call that the low light reel. Like those weren't highlights, those were low lights, but it's also the reality. We walked out of Shark Tank feeling like we just lost the national championship on television. And my brothers and I, we were disappointed that we filmed that episode on a Saturday. We showed up to work on Sunday morning, determined more than ever before. We poured the samples, we stocked the shelves, we spoke to customers, we improved the formulas, the flavors, the packaging. We evolved, and I think especially in a year like 2020, when we're all faced with the challenges of the coronavirus, what are we going to do in response? We only control what we can control. We can't control what happens to us, but we can control how we respond to it. And that there's no qualifications required for that. There's no experience needed. You don't need an MBA or a special degree. You have every single moment in your life, you can control your attitude and how you respond. And that's truly been one of the secret ingredients to Super Coffee. Next slide. So, of course, you can't bring anything into existence by truly working hard and being nice. It's a good formula. But if you create something that already exists, or if you create something that's too similar to the next guy or to the leader in the category, it's going to be tough for your product to stick. So having a differentiated product, having a good brand, having a unique proposition is certainly table stakes. But the reason work hard and be nice and purpose and people is so important here is because a good product and a good brand is not enough to have a good business. There's no such thing as $1 billion idea, right? There's all the work behind it that comes with it. So for us, we're different than the competitors. We wanted to bridge this gap between healthy on one side and taste good for you on the other side. And that bridge between taste and health hasn't really happened yet. Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks, our two biggest competitors, are loaded with sugar, loaded with unhealthy ingredients. We wanted to taste like Starbucks and Dunkin' without the sugar, without the calories, and with good stuff. We add caffeine to our products. We add protein. We add healthy fats. So we were different enough with that mainstream flavor. And that gentleman on the end there in Shark Tank, his name's Rohan Oza. He was the chief marketing officer of Vitamin Water. On the show, he said to us, he said, boys, everything is niche until it's not. Everything is unique until somebody brings it to the mainstream. And we've always said, we want to build a brand more for Walmart than for Whole Foods, or more for Walmart than for Mother Earth's in Kingston. Obviously people who are educated on what's a healthy lifestyle will gravitate towards products that have healthy fats and zero sugars and things like that. So, but it's the people at Walmart in the middle of the country who don't have access to that education and don't have access to that nutrition and don't have access to those things that's why Super Coffee exists. We exist for the mainstream. Next slide, Kill. Again, just why we're different from our competitors. Next slide. And this slide gets into what I was talking about earlier, total addressable market. Right now, we're this little white dot all the way down in the bottom of these concentric rings here. And the brand has been successful. We're the number 3 bottled coffee in the US right now. Starbucks is number 1. Starbucks is nationally distributed by Pepsi. Dunkin' Donuts is number 2. Dunkin' is nationally distributed by Coca-Cola. And now Super Coffee is number 3. And we just signed a distribution deal with Anheuser-Busch this year, hopefully to tackle Dunkin' next year. But for every bottle of Super Coffee sold, there's still 27 bottles of that sugary Starbucks Frappuccino. So we got a lot of work left to do. And the exciting thing is how much potential is left for us to accomplish. Kale, next slide. So there's a lot of writing on this slide, but what I'd like to point out here, 2019, our total addressable market, meaning how many people bought products in the categories we played in, was simply $4.5 billion. It's a big category, but at the time we were only in bottled coffee, ready to drink coffee, espresso, cans, things like that. And we just launched creamer. So the canned coffee industry was 1.2 billion, ready to drink creamer was 3.3 billion. Now heading into 2021, we have a total addressable market of $16 billion and 186 million people who drink products like ground coffee, single serve, which is our K-Cups. We launched both the ground coffee and the single serve coffee this year. And naturally to the name of Super Coffee, we didn't put protein and MCT oil in the grounds or the K-Cups, but we added vitamins for immunity and antioxidants for energy. So the grounds and the pods are a new product line for us. It addresses a much bigger market, and building a world-class brand, you really have to have an impact on a large amount of people. And same thing, Ward said it, we've been able to do this. We've been able to build our business with other people's money. We've convinced investors all over the country to believe in our vision. And those investors want a return. You know, they're not going to invest in something that has a $5 million total addressable market, right? They want a big, they want to be a small slice of a big pie. And obviously the coffee industry worldwide is a massive industry. Next slide. Same thing here, just along the bottom, you'll see what we started with, those 4 bottles of Super Coffee. Then we added espresso, then we added creamer. This year we added the pods and the grounds to a total addressable market of nearly $20 billion. Next slide. Another important piece to this is authenticity and really creating a loyal community. And our team, our full-time employees do a great job of this. You know, everybody on our team subscribes to this idea of work hard and be nice to people in the interest of mass producing positive energy. And the good news is, I mean, the media might not make it seem like it this year, but positive energy is contagious. You know, people want to be around positive energy. You know, they want to be affected by those who are optimistic and those who believe in a better future and are willing to put in the work to create it. So we've created a very loyal following from our consumers, both online and in stores. And we've attracted some big name investors because of it. Next slide. This is a pretty cool stat. I mean, we've been so focused on sales these last few years, really becoming the best-selling bottled coffee locally, regionally, wherever we went to. But what we didn't realize is how our brand impacted the lives of individual people. And this is a slide that just explains the Instagram engagement rate, meaning when we post something on Instagram, when Super Coffee posts something, how many people like it, interact with it, are sort of talking about it. And right now, our engagement rate is 3.7%. That's nearly double the engagement rate of Nike. It's almost triple the engagement rate of Red Bull. Actually, it's 5 times higher than Red Bull. And it's like 10 times, 20 times higher than Budweiser. So just a few guys from Kingston what we're doing is creating something that people want to be a part of, you know, and this year, everybody needs something to believe in. And we believe that is positive energy that people can taste and feel and spread to others. Next slide. Really cool opportunity this year through one of our financial investor partners, a group called Skyview Capital in Los Angeles. We got connected to Jennifer Lopez and Alex Rodriguez. And growing up as Yankee fans, we pretended to be A-Rod in the backyard playing wiffle ball. Jake wore number 13 his whole life playing baseball because of Alex. And we got to meet Jen and Alex over the summer at their house in Hollywood. And they came on later this summer as meaningful investors. They're owners in the business. They believe in what we're doing, and they want to use their influence, their awareness to help us build this brand. Next slide. Same thing with Aaron Rodgers. He runs a fund in California called RX3. A lot of the investors in the fund are NFL players. Josh Allen from the Buffalo Bills, Sam Darnold from the New York Jets, Desmond Howard, you see him on ESPN College Game Day, and Aaron's one of the founders of the fund. He drinks super coffee. He believes in it. All of these athletes see that they can't perform their best with sugary, artificial crap. So when they get a product that's already bottled and convenient and ready to drink, and it gives them the nourishment and the fuel that they need, they're getting behind this message. So the exciting thing for us is like we're not paying these people to promote our products, right? They're investing, they're buying a part of the company and then spreading it on their own accord to grow their investment. Next slide. And that's really all I got for you guys. I think the thing that I wish I spent more time on here today was the power of our people, right? It started out with just Jake, Jordan, and I through the halls of Kingston High School. And 4 years after Kingston High School, we were starting Super Coffee. And today we're 100 full-time employees all across the country. We're based here in New York City. And with that, our team is our barrier to entry. The reason Super Coffee is successful is not because it tastes good, not because it's convenient or affordable or available. It's because our team behind it is willing this thing into existence. We're working harder than Starbucks. We're working harder than Dunkin' Donuts. And that's what it takes. Like I said, I think the most important piece of this is it doesn't matter how good your product is. If I always say to people, like, we could have put gold in a bottle, but it would have collected dust on the shelf if we didn't have the right people pushing it. And that has truly been our biggest growth curve and learning curve over the last 5 years, as is evolving from doers and builders of this brand to the leaders and motivators and those who not only recruit the right talent, but develop them and work on them. And I think for us, I mean, we've all played on teams in the past where you have a bad coach or you have bad teammates. In business, I think the easiest thing to do is to fire somebody who's not getting it done. It's a lot harder to take their hand and say, hey, come this way. Let me show you how to fit the Super Coffee culture. Let me show you how to evolve and how to become the worker, the employee, the teammate that you desire to be. And that's hard. It's hard to change people's behaviors and decision making. So for us, I mean, really, we've been blessed to surround ourselves with some great mentors, advisors, coaches. The first person I spoke to when we started Super Coffee back in 2015 about fundraising was Cheryl Bowers. She walked me through the SBA loan process. She walked me through what it requires, what the financials are. She's like, hey, send me your P&L. I was like, Cheryl, what the hell is a P&L? And this was how uneducated we were and how little experience we had in the industry. But all along the way, we met countless folks who wanted to help and coach us through this. So this wouldn't be possible without them. And again, it all started right there in Ulster County. So thank you guys for having me today. I'd love to answer any questions that you guys may have, but this was awesome for me.
Thank you so much for taking time to be with us today. We love having entrepreneurs on to be able to talk to future entrepreneurs. You've given some great advice about how you've started your company and your core values, your mission. Can you talk about, in terms of advice, a specific thing that young entrepreneurs should keep their eyes on? And then maybe also, was there something you did which you said in hindsight, gosh, that was a bad move on our part, also as a way to help folks grow their struggling business, start a business?
Yeah. So I think the answer to both of those questions is the same answer, and it's jump in before you're ready. It's never going to be perfect. You're never going to be ready. I'm 28 years old. I'm not ready to be a CEO of a company that has 100 employees, but we do it anyway. And I think where a lot of people go wrong is they hesitate, they wait, they don't jump in. And at a certain point, you have to trust that intuition. You have to trust that gut. And that has been the secret to our success so far. The reason I say that's also the negative side of your question as well is because sometimes moving too fast and not weighing out the options and not being logical can cause, like haste makes waste. It can cause some inefficiencies. But I would say that the inefficiencies caused by us moving quickly and making decisive decisions is far little than the success and the effectiveness of trusting our gut and making moves. We started selling Super Coffee before, like, the product was clumpy, the labels were ugly, it didn't really taste good, but we sold a lot of it. And I love this quote from Mike Tyson. He says, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. So if you're sitting at home drafting up a business plan and thinking about what your company is going to look like, I challenge you to get out there and get experience, get feedback from real people who are willing to pay money for your product, because the moment you do that, everything you thought in your head, everything that you put on paper in your business plan changes. Reality strikes quickly, and then you're going to have to adapt to that.
And you're looking out at 5 to 10 years also in the future. Where are you going to be?
Yeah. So right now we're only available in the U.S. and we're about 40% available in the U.S. So we got a long ways to go. 2021, we're going to continue to work with Anheuser-Busch, expanding the Super Coffee's presence here in the U.S. But Anheuser-Busch is obviously an international organization, and many other countries drink a lot more coffee than the U.S. does, believe it or not. So we're excited about expanding into Europe and into Asia over the next 5 to 10 years.
That's awesome. And it's great to bring Kingston back into the equation here. We understand you've been working hard with some of our other young Kingston men and women in terms of employees and ambassadors for your brand. You want to give them a shout out also?
Absolutely. One of our longest employees, he's only been with us for 2 years. That's because Jake Jordan and I were roughing it for a couple of years, is Coleman Edmond, one of the best athletes that ever came through Kingston High School. He lives down here in New York City. He runs New York City sales for us, which is really an unforgiving market. Coleman's one of our best friends. And he was my hero growing up. I was in 8th grade and I'd go watch him score touchdowns at Dietz. And I was like, man, I want to be like Coleman Edmond. So honored to work with Coleman. We just hired my best childhood friend, Jimmy Stefanowicz. He was a track star at Kingston. His parents ran Dunkin' Donuts on Broadway, which is ironic because now he's selling zero sugar. So Jimmy starts with us on Monday. And then we have Cheryl's son, Chris Bowers, has done our insurance since day one, really has our backs, protecting us along the way. But again, this wouldn't be possible with Kingston. Certainly a shout out to our family. Imagine our poor parents. I had a great job on Wall Street. Jordan was a full scholarship kid. Jake was about to graduate from Georgetown. I said, Mom, I'm quitting my job. Jordan's dropping out of school and we're going to sell coffee. And she's like, what the hell are you guys talking about? They were done. Mom and Dad, the empty nest, they did it. They got their 3 kids out, and then they had to watch us struggle through this for a few years.
How much do you credit the actual name as being part of the success, and whose idea, the actual name?
The actual name is very important today. And early on, it was just to describe what we made. When Jordan was drinking it, he was like, dude, it tastes like super coffee. It's coffee plus all this good stuff. We're like, wow, let's just call it that. But the tricky thing, and this is something that we didn't really realize when we started the company, is trademarks and intellectual property. You can't own super, you can't own the word coffee, you can't put them together and own them. However, over the last 5 years, we put a case together that we've sold millions of bottles, we've spent millions on marketing, millions of customers know who we are from Shark Tank, from Jennifer Lopez, from all these things. And we said super coffee, that phrase together is unique to our organization. And the U.S. Patent and Trademarks Office granted us the official registration for super coffee. So now it's a very powerful asset.
That is awesome, because that is an issue for so many products and brands that they can get ripped off easily. So that is awesome on your part. 50% discount today and today only for those people watching right now. Go to your website, which is
drinksupercoffee.com. Check it out. I encourage you guys to try the holiday flavors. They're my favorite this time of year.
Awesome. And type in Ulster Chamber 2020, capital U, capital C, Ulster Chamber 2020, 50% discount today and today only for folks watching. Jimmy, it's been a thrill to have you on our program today. We can't tell you how proud we are of you and your brothers. We're delighted to be able to feature you here today. We do hope to see you again. We'd love to do this again next year and bring our folks up to date on your progress.
That would be awesome, Ward. Like I said, we're truly just getting started, and Kingston's going to play a big part of this thing moving forward as well. So hopefully we get to see you guys live and in person next year.
Looking forward to it. Thank you, Jimmy DeCicco. Nice round of applause. Our guest speaker today. You're amazing. Thanks
everybody.
All right. Thanks again. That was so much fun. And thanks to Jimmy and his whole family. I also want to thank our great friends at Rondout Savings Bank for being our sponsor today, and our wonderful friends at Radio Kingston for their technical support. They are absolutely amazing. We are at that time of the year when the sign behind me and the sign in front of you will never be more important. And it's all about shopping local. There are reasons. I'll give you a second to read on your monitor why it's so important, but I will tell you that this year, more than any other year, those words have even greater meaning. You know what we're going through. You know how difficult times are. Please support your local, right here, Ulster County businesses that are here for you 12 months a year. It promises to be a very difficult January and February, and this is the month every year when many folks in retail look to finally be in the black, as it were. So help them out. Shop local, please. support your local merchants, you can go to the Chamber website, which is a great resource, ulsterchamber.org, for an opportunity to see all of the great local businesses that need your support this holiday season. So listen, we always try to end on a positive note, and we've talked about some great movies that have been filmed here in Ulster County and some great national exposure to Ulster County. Well, there is another reason to be proud and to be happy to be a resident of Ulster County, and it is all about this guy right here. Congratulations to Ian Flanagan. He's made it as a finalist on The Voice. If you have not yet watched this program, I'm sure you can find past episodes on YouTube and start watching it right away. It's been an absolute thrill to go on this joyride with Ian and his family. Somebody who's just packed his family in a van, been all over the country entertaining, and now he's on the national stage. I had a chance to share a video that someone posted on social the other day of the drive-in in Saugerties and all the cars honking their horns and flashing their lights when he made it as a finalist the other day. So, Ian, we are so happy for you. Proud to know Ian's dad, Mike, longtime chamber member at Flanagan's Cleaners in Saugerties. It is a wonderful journey that you're on, and we're so thrilled to be with you on this journey. Good luck in the final round. Let's go all the way. Ian Flanagan from beautiful Saugerties, Ulster County, New York. And that is our program for today. We wish you the very best wishes for a happy Hanukkah and a blessed Christmas, and the very, very best new year. A wonderful 2021 awaits us all. Thank you for being with us today. Stay safe and be well.